Well, hey guys, it's Samantha with Lone Crow Adventures, the channel where we talk about all things camping, hiking, and backpacking. Today we're doing some big time miles at Sand Ridge State Forest. We're going to be doing about 30 miles, mostly through some really sandy terrain. It's going to be a good time. Let's go. So, I did a video a couple weeks ago talking about how deep can be dangerous for your gear, and that is totally true. That's why I've got it in its own little waterproof baggie. But this is the first weekend that this park is even open. So we just came out of lockdown here in Illinois, so there has been zero park maintenance done here. That means the trails have not been maintained, the grass hasn't been cut, and they haven't been spraying regularly. And Sand Ridge is known to have quite a few ticks. Oh, I got a spider on me. It's gonna be a great time. I'm so glad we brought our bug nets because I can see we haven't even hit the trail and the critters are just coming out already. So it's gonna be a good time, guys. The bugs are quite a bit worse than what we had planned for. Thank God that we brought these bug nets. I put this bug net on and there was 3 bugs flying around inside of it in the time it took me just to put it over my head. That's how bad they are.
You know, if I hadn't known we were going to wear these, I'd have got one of those ridiculous huge brimmed hats and just like put it on top, you know, and just created the whole look, like that big brim.
Yeah, I kind of feel like a beekeeper right now. But we've already had to make a lot of adjustments. I put these longer socks on, I've tucked my pants in, I'm going for the floody look. Already had a tick on me. We treated all of our clothes at home with permethrin before we even came out here because we figured the park would be kind of in a state of neglect after having been on lockdown for so long, but it is at least 10 times worse than I thought it was going to be. Look how overgrown the trail is. It's crazy. Oh yeah. So basically one of the reasons that we cache water ahead of time is because there are no natural water sources within Sand Ridge, but there are a lot of road access where the trail crosses, so we just dropped 1-gallon jugs and marked them as caches so we can resupply our water on the go because there is 0 water here. Oh, that's great. So Sarah retrieved the first water cache that we have. Excellent. We're gonna fill back up. Water is always a challenging thing at Sand Ridge because water is so heavy. So we're each carrying 64 ounces of water on our person at a given time. Then we hit those resupplies. We've scattered them throughout the 30-mile journey that we're gonna make. So we've got 1 more water resupply before we hit camp tonight. And it'll be good because we'll use some water to cook with and stuff. But we've hiked about 4 miles and we got a late start in the day, so we might actually do maybe 2 or 3 miles as a night hike just to kind of make up for the late start that we got today in order for us to reach our goal by Sunday. So we're doing it though. How are you feeling so far, Sarah?
I'm fine. My neck's chafing from the tightness of my bug net hood. And I feel like I'm working in some pack bruises on the, you know, the bustier, and once we get that all worked out, we'll be good. But
good.
This is new and it's sitting in a new spot and it's been unmolested by a pack in the past, so. Oh,
you remember this hill, don't you?
Oh no, I'm like looking right, I'm looking left, thinking any of these are good possibilities.
Fire lane.
And you're like, what?
Fire lane. The trail. Straight uphill. One thing that we've learned about Sand Ridge State Forest is the map is accurate, but it is not to scale. So we're trying to make it to backcountry 7 tonight, or maybe a little further. We'll see how that goes. But we have no idea how many miles it is from backcountry 5, where we are right now, to get to 7.
We suspected that it was a halfway point on this first trail that we're doing, which is why we picked it. But that's just like throwing a dart at a map, and you really have no idea. So every time we pass a backcountry campsite that's a higher number, we just kind of celebrate. It means you're getting somewhere. It's the only indicator you really have.
Yeah. All right, we have made it to the next water cache. Oh my God, I'm so thirsty.
I was slightly concerned, but now that we've hit the road, we still think it could be miles more. But we've now hit a landmark we're familiar with, and we found our water. I was thinking we wouldn't find it, but we have. So now we're on our feet again. So we're revived at 9:30.
Woohoo! Now, for those of you who aren't familiar with this is a Kula cloth, and it's basically for female hikers to take care of number 1. So this is the clean side here, and this is the wiping side here. So we took the opportunity while we have a lot of extra water just to kind of rinse it out, so that way it'll stay fresh.
Side is like waterproof.
Yeah, it's pretty much waterproof, so it'll dry up and be a little fresher.
So you don't have to drag 50 rolls of toilet paper.
Yeah, exactly. You know, so that way you got your baby wipes for number 2, and you got your Kula cloth for number 1. Well, it's not quite a full moon. It's about a quarter moon, but it's nice and bright and nice and clear, so it's giving us some nice light on the trail tonight. And onward we go. Looking at the map, we've got probably at least 1.5 miles, probably 2 miles until we make camp. We have hiked this section before, and the terrain here is pretty flat and it's not too sandy, which is nice. So I'm hoping that we can make camp by 11. That's kind of my goal. But it is a gorgeous night for hiking. It's probably hanging out maybe at about 64 degrees. Got a nice quarter moon up in the sky. And the bugs, I mean, there's a few, moths, and there's one flying at the camera right now. But the bugs that we experienced during the day have definitely subsided. We have made it. It's about 20 after 10. We've made it to backcountry 7. Let's go check out home for the night. 10.3 miles. Not a bad first day. Yeah, we had a pretty late start. Hey, look, we got some wood and stuff. Cool, we have a fire if we wanted to.
Oh, there's still flat spots on over the road.
Very nice, very nice. We'll set our tent up right there.
Like the only place we've seen is over here.
Awesome. Well, this is home for the night, folks. We're gonna set up camp and get some dinner going. Ooh, yeah. First time out with the backpacking tent this year. One of the things I love about this backpacking tent is that it's a good size for the 2 of us, It only takes about 5 minutes to set it up, which is... I think that we're about to kill some moths by, you know, no fault of my own, but I've never seen so many moths. Oh, I think that one... Look at all the moths. They're on the outside of the screen, thank God. But look at them all. Never have I seen so many moths.
You can't even enjoy the outdoors at night or during the day.
There's too many bugs.
Too many bugs.
It's time for bed. We'll see you guys in the morning for breakfast time. Oh, that coffee tastes so good. Whew. So I just got this Totes mug. I'm using it as a coffee mug. Sarah's got one too. And these are little coffee satchels I use in the backcountry. Cheesecloth and coffee grounds. Got a video on how to do that. I'm going to link it up right there if you guys want to check it out. And then come back, finish watching this video. Because we've got lots of adventures still ahead. Slept pretty darn good last night. I woke up at about 5. I had some pain going through my anterior tibialis. Not too uncomfortable. A little bit of bruising going on the shoulder. Sarah's got it pretty bad. She's got some pretty wicked strap bruises there. So, but it's back to the trail. Trail's not for wimps. We're gonna cook up some breakfast. We've got a new breakfast to try from Heather's Choice. This is a company that's based out of Alaska, and it's banana nutmeg breakfast. So it's got buckwheat, chia seeds, bananas, hemp seeds, coconut milk, shredded coconut, sea salt, and nutmeg in it. So it's really, really compact, and it only takes 4 ounces of water for this, so should be pretty good. We haven't tried this before, so it could be either a yay or a nay. We'll let you know. This is what Heather's Choice looks like. You can see big flakes of coconut in there, some chia seeds. Really smells like nutmeg. Really, really smells like nutmeg. This is going to be interesting. I think this is going to be a hearty little breakfast. And it doesn't weigh very much, which is kind of nice. We've had their packaroons before by Heather's Choice, and they've been excellent, so I have no doubt this is going to be delicious. We've got this all mixed up, and get this good view here. That's what it looks like. It's kind of like a porridge. Give it a taste. Let's see. Really funky. I don't know if I'm going to buy this again.
Oh.
You know, it almost tastes like one of those things that's like too healthy to be good. It's definitely going to be filling though. But beggars can't be choosers, so this is what's for breakfast.
had a glorious hour without the bug net. That was the best hour of the day so far. So that hour this morning that we got to spend with no bug net on, actually drink a cup of coffee and have some breakfast, was a really nice treat because it's been bug net on the entire trip until maybe about the last 2 miles. We were able to take it off at night because the bugs went away. And then as soon as we got to camp last night, you guys saw in the video, there were just, I've never seen that many moths in my life. But the permethrin does work because we had no ticks on our bodies last night when we checked, and we did a really thorough check. There was a couple of them hanging out on Sarah's socks that were still alive. But when we took our clothes off, we found 6 or 7 of them that fell off that were dead. So the permethrin took care of the problem, which is nice because had we not had that, might have been in a bad situation. The sand is a hard hike, but it's a very rewarding hike. It does take a little bit more time. The forest is just so beautiful this morning. So many delightful little flowers in bloom. Just makes the forest smell miraculous. We're headed towards our next water cache, and I'm thinking that's a couple miles up, and that will be, I believe, the only water cache that we come across today. And then we'll come across one where we're going to make camp tonight, but it's a little bit further than where the camp is, so we'll have to see how much water we're going to need for cooking. We might have to go on an excursion and get that other cache, but for the hike today, I'm pretty sure there's just the one, and we're running pretty low. I've got about 12 ounces of water left, so I'm trying to make it last. It's very sandy in this section, and there's a fair amount of hills which make it pretty challenging. All right, we're at the next water cache. Time to refill. We just hit the 24-hour mark since we headed off there yesterday, and we've been able to hike 21.3 miles since we set out exactly 24 hours ago. That's a pretty big accomplishment. I'm pretty proud of that. The really nice thing about eating while you're in motion
that it will distract you for a few minutes from how much your body hurts or how tired you are, how tall the hill is that we're doing. Nice welcome distraction. And it's darn delicious. Alright. We're back to water cache before camp. We had to hike a little bit past the campsite to get it. But we've got lots of water because we're running low. Well, we made it to camp. It's 6:45. We walked 13.7 miles today that we hiked. So we have done 24 miles in 26 hours, which is pretty good for us. I am absolutely exhausted. The bugs, they're just like a constant friend at this point. They're just always there. I'm really tired. My feet hurt quite a bit. I'm feeling a pretty good sense of satisfaction though at what has happened here over the course of the weekend, but I am definitely feeling that, you know, this was a major hike, and I feel a pretty good sense of accomplishment about it.
I feel like I'm on death's door. My feet hurt. Something took a piece out of my ear earlier. I don't know what it was. And Sam's reporting that I have multiple bites on my neck, so there's vampires out here now. My back hurts. I have bruised shoulders. I have a bruised butt. My feet are like, whoa, whoa, whoa. And until we seen our last water cache that told us our campground was closed, I was thinking about pitching a tent in a non-legal area because I didn't think we were going to make it. I'm kind of hoping that my wife maybe just sets up the tent and does all the work at this point.
So kind of like last night.
Yes, like last night. Last night was a beautiful night.
Got a little fire going. That'll maybe help with the bugs. Maybe, I don't know. Let's see. And, Thanksgiving. It's turkey dinner. Well, we got camp packed up this morning, so we're ready to head back out on the trail in a few minutes. And I actually just wanted to take a few minutes and show you guys the new pack that I've been using. This is the Osprey Sirius. It's a 50-liter pack, and it is the most comfortable backpack I have ever worn in my entire life, hands down. And so thank you, Mama, because this was a birthday present from my mom, because she's the most awesome mom on the planet, right? To buy you some backpacking stuff. I really, really like this pack. It's got really nice organizational features, and on the back of it, spin it around, we've got really nice mesh venting, and if you look at it from the side, you can actually see there's a little space where the air will kind of flow through there just to kind of cool you down throughout your hike. I've been really impressed with this pack. My skin out weight on this pack is at 24.7 pounds, so it was a really easy load to carry with the way that it sits on my hips. And this pack is especially good because I'm short. I'm only 5'2", and I have a 16.5-inch torso, and that torso size is usually just larger than a child's pack, but just smaller than an adult's pack. So this one here has an adjustable torso length, and I've got it shortened up to the shortest point here. It goes from 16 inches all the way up to 19-inch torsos, so it just works really well. The straps are nice and padded, and the organizational features on it are flawless because I just felt more organized on this trip than I have with other packs. Just seems like the pockets for me and how I like to store my gear totally make sense. So I'm going to do a review on this pack on the channel after I have a chance to take it out a couple more times. I always like to really thoroughly test the gear. We got about 25 miles on this pack already, and it has just exceeded the expectations I had for it. Top notch. bugs are actually really good this morning, which is nice. There's always a little period in the morning before they come out, so it's kind of nice. Got the bug net queued up though in case we need it. So we're headed back on to the red trail and got a couple of empty water jugs from that water cache because we had to hike a little bit past the campsite last night to catch the cache. So we're just bringing those jugs back and we'll dump them back at the cache. Then once we get back to the car, we're gonna drive around the park and go pick up all our jugs we have for cache. Leave no trace, people.
Oh, I'm feeling ready to finish. I'm excited for some air conditioning and a bug-free environment.
And back into the sand. All right, we have made it back to Oak Camp, which is the big group camp. Our car's parked just beyond those bushes over there. Back at Blueberry Blue. Oh, we're gonna have a little lunch, I think, before we hop in the car and head home.
28 miles.
28 miles. Woohoo!